Hello everyone, now let us discuss about Hatch-Waxman's Act and its amendments. So it is also known as Drug Price Competition and Patent Term Restoration Act. Hatch-Waxman's Act is also known as Drug Price Competition and Patent Term Restoration Act. This act was enacted in 1984 and it amends the patent laws. And it also amends Federal Food, Drugs and Cosmetics Act. Before 1962, the new drug approval was based on safety alone, and from 1962, proof of efficacy was made compulsory for marketing approval of a new drug. So, under the Drug Price Competition and Patent Terms Restoration Act or Hatch-Waxman's Act, a company can seek approval from FDA to market a generic product before the expiration of patent relating to the brand name drug upon which the generic is based. Before the expiration of the patent, a generic drug can seek approval from FDA to market the brand name drug. The first company to submit an abbreviated new drug application ANDA with the FDA has the exclusivity or exclusive right to market the generic drug for 190 days. This is an important point. The first company to submit an abbreviated new drug application ANDA with the FDA has the exclusive right to market the generic drug for 180 days. And there was no provision for patent term extension prior to enactment of Hatch-Waxman's Act. To make up for the time lost out of the total patent term during the marketing approval process, and the generic companies were required to submit their own comprehensive new drug application, that is NDA, which were costly and time consuming. And to overcome the above problems, an act was needed to promote the generic companies. To begin the FDA approval process, the generic applicant must certify in its ANDA that the patent in question is invalid or is not infringed by generic product. This is also known as paragraph 4 certification. And secondly, he has to notify the patent holder of the submission of ANDA, and if the patent holder files an infringement suit against the generic applicant within 45 days of the ANDA notification, the FDA approval to market the generic drug is automatically postponed for 30 months unless before that time the patent expires or is judged to be invalid or not infringed. This 30 months postponement allows the patent holder time to assert its patent rights in court before a generic competitor is permitted to enter. And coming to drug approval, the FDA requires every new drug, including generic drugs, to be safe and effective. Before the adoption of Hatch-Waxman's Act, the FDA required branded and generic companies alike to demonstrate the safety and efficacy of their products in same manner through a new drug application. The Hatch-Waxman's Act changed certain aspects of the new drug application process and the new drug's patent terms. In addition, the Hatch-Waxman Act created an abbreviated process to allow generic drug companies to obtain FDA approval of generic drugs. Because of this, today it is far easier for generic drug companies to demonstrate the safety and efficacy of their generic products. Coming to new branded drug approval. A branded drug company seeking FDA approval to market a new drug must submit a new drug application to the FDA. The information provided in the NDA allows the FDA to determine whether the new drug is both safe and effective, and certain other regulatory requirements are met, such as those concerning the labeling and good manufacturing process. Obtaining and submitting this information frequently is a time-consuming process requiring the branded drug company to conduct many extensive and expensive clinical trials. Coming to generic drug approval. The FDA reviews generic drug applications for compliance with the appropriate scientific and regulatory criteria. And if application meets those criteria, the FDA may grant either a tentative approval or a final approval. And under the Hatch-Waxman's Act, generic drug companies can typically file one of the two different kinds of abbreviated applications for the approval of generic drugs. The first one is an abbreviated new drug application, that is nothing but ANDA, and the second is a section 505B2 505B2 application, which is often called as paper NDA. Section 505B2 application is often called as paper NDA. Coming to ANDA, that is nothing but abbreviated new drug application. Under an ANDA, a generic drug company must establish that generic drug is effectively a duplicate of branded NDA, which is referred to as reference listed drug, RLD. The branded drug is referred to as reference listed drug, and specifically the generic drug company must show that the proposed generic drug has the same active ingredient, route of administration, dosage form, strength and intended use as that of the reference listed drug, and is bioequivalent with RLD so that it performs in the same manner as the RLD in the body. And sometimes a proposed generic drug may differ in significant ways from the reference listed drug. Under these circumstances, the proposed generic drug must be approved through Section 505B2 paper NDA application process, which is a hybrid of full NDA and an ANDA. And this application includes less data than an NDA but more data than abbreviated new drug application. Coming to new drug exclusivities. Exclusivities are two types, non-patent exclusivity and patent exclusivity. In case of non-patent exclusivity, the various exclusivities are orphan drug exclusivity, new chemical entity exclusivity, new clinical study exclusivity, and pediatric exclusivity. Coming to the non-patented exclusivities, the first one is orphan drug exclusivity, which is granted to the drugs that treat a disease or condition that affects less than 2 lakh people in the USA, and for which it is unlikely that US sales of the drug will recoup its developmental cost. And this exclusivity period is for 7 years, but only applies to use in treating specific rare disease or a condition. Coming to new chemical entity, NCE exclusivity. This is granted if FDA has not previously approved the active drug moiety. The NCE exclusivity bars a generic drug company from filing an application for approval of generic drug for 5 years from the first approval of relevant NDA. However, a generic drug company may file an ANDA with a paragraph 4 certification 4 years after the first NDA approval. Coming to new clinical study exclusivity. This applies when new clinical studies lead to new or changed formulations, dosage regimens, or patient population. If the applicant is entitled to this exclusivity, if an application or supplement contains reports of new clinical investigations conducted or sponsored by applicant that were essential for the approval. This exclusivity sometimes is called as data exclusivity. It prohibits the FDA from approving a generic drug application for the new dosage form or use for 3 years after the first NDA approval. However, it does not otherwise bar approval of generic drug applications. The next is pediatric exclusivity. This applies if the FDA requested that the NDA holder conduct studies with the drug in pediatric population. The pediatric exclusivity adds 6 months of exclusivity to any marketing or patent exclusivity. The various non-patent exclusivities are, the first is new chemical entity exclusivity. That term is for 5 years. Next is new clinical study exclusivity. The term is for 3 years. Next is orphan drug exclusivity, that is for 7 years. Next is pediatric exclusivity, that is for 6 months. And 180 days generic marketing exclusivity. This comes for the first company which applies an ANDA, that is 180 days. Next are patent exclusivities and the Orange Book. An NDA new drug application holder must provide the FDA with the patent number and expiration date of any patent that claims either the drug, including the active ingredient and the formulation for the active ingredient, and the method of using the drug, but not other inventions such as metabolites, synthetic intermediates, or methods of making the drug. And when FDA approves the NDA, FDA publishes the patent information in the FDA's approved drug products with therapeutic equivalence determinants publication. This is also called as Orange Book. When the FDA approves the NDA publishes the patent information in the FDA's approved drug products with therapeutic equivalence determinations publications. That is nothing but Orange Book. Coming to challenging patent exclusivity. A generic drug company submitting either an ANDA or a Section 505(b)(2) application must make one of the following 4 certificates as to each patent listed in Orange Book for a reference listed drug. The first one is paragraph 1 certification. There is no relevant patent. The paragraph 1 certification states that no relevant patent is listed in Orange Book. Paragraph 2 certification that listed patent has expired. Or paragraph 3 certification that the listed patent plus any other exclusivity will expire before the requested approval. Next is paragraph 4 certification that the listed patent is invalid or will not be infringed by the commercialization of generic drug. Coming to paragraph 4 certification. A paragraph 4 certification is a potential trigger for Hatch-Waxman Act patent litigation because filing of an application that the certification is a statutory act of patent infringement. A generic drug applicant making a paragraph 4 certification must provide a notice letter to the NDA holder and the patentee if the patentee is different from the NDA holder, setting out that the existence of ANDA, and next is a detailed statement of its basis for believing that the listed patents are invalid or not infringed. So this is the overall patent challenge process through paragraph 4 certification. The generic manufacturer may file paragraph 4 certification. That is, he wants the brand name manufacturer or innovator explaining existing innovator patent is invalid or will not be violated by the generic drug. In reply, the innovator can file a patent infringement lawsuit. Even authentic claim, even the claim by generic manufacturer is authentic. Even if it's true also, the innovator can file a patent infringement lawsuit. Within 45 days, if he files a lawsuit within 45 days, FDA does not give approval to the generic for a period of 30 months, that is 2.5 years. But if the patent infringement lawsuit is filed after 45 days, no action will be performed by NDA. And if he files within 45 days, the FDA does not give approval to the generic for a period of 30 months. And after 2.5 years, the US FDA will decide if it should grant approval or not. This is the overall process of paragraph 4 certification. Coming to section 8 statements. A section 8 statement, in contrast, ordinarily is not a trigger for patent litigation. Typically, the generic drug applicant attempts to remove from its label or carve out anything related to patented method in the RLD's label. As a result, there is no certification or notice requirement. Generic drug companies may use the same procedure to avoid the 3-year new clinical study exclusivity by carving out information that relates to clinical trials and relevant approval. And the FDA will approve these so-called skinny labels if it does not make the proposed drug less safe or effective than the listed drug for all remaining non-protected conditions of use. Coming to ANDA exclusivity. The first filer of ANDA with a paragraph 4 certification concerning a reference listed drug is potentially entitled to 180-day period during which the FDA will not approve any other ANDA having a paragraph 4 certification for a generic version of RLD. However, the first filer may forfeit this exclusivity. The first filer exclusivity blocks the final approval of other ANDAs with paragraph 4 certifications for 180 days. However, the first filer exclusivity does not apply against any applicant who has filed a section 8 statement because it is not a paragraph 4 certification. Now coming to patent term extension. The Hatch-Waxman Act provides a patent term extension for patents covering certain products and methods, including human products that are subjected to FDA approval. Only one extension can be granted in connection with a particular product, and it must be for patent that claims either drug product, which means the active ingredient and any approved drug using the active ingredient, method of using a drug product, and method of manufacturing a drug product. Coming to patent litigation under Hatch-Waxman Act. Various time periods concerning aspects of litigation that may affect the FDA approval process, certain defenses and counterclaims that drug companies might raise, specific remedies that parties tend to seek, and unique challenges in entering into settlement agreement. These are certain points that Hatch-Waxman Act covers under patent litigation. The generic drug applicant cannot file a declaratory judgment action against the NDA holder for 45 days after the date of notice letter. If the patentee sues within 45-day period, the FDA may not grant final approval of the generic applications for 30 months from the NDA holder and patentee's receipt of notice letter. The court may shorten or lengthen the 30-month stay period in a pending patent case if either party fails to reasonably cooperate in expediting the case. The 30-month stay terminates if court issues a final order determining that patent is invalid and unenforceably or not infringed.